If you look really closely, there's additional armor plating or explosive reactive armor on this IFV. We're also playing combat mission Black Sea. We're playing through the Russian campaign, I believe. We're on turn around 9. There's an RPG team over in this building forward of our position, and there's also an infantry team forward of, to the left or to the right of that position right here in this house, if we take a look at it. What I want to do is, I know if we take an RPG to the front of this vehicle, it's going to be neutralized. I want to figure out how effective the side armor is, and if I'm using this weapon system or this infantry fighting vehicle correctly by having them face forward towards the target. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this vehicle, this IFV, just move directly to the left and then expose its side armor with this additional armor plating. We're playing combat mission Black Sea, so we're treating every engagement like it's our last. So we know that this is an extremely lethal game, an extremely lethal environment, and there's RPGs and armor-piercing rounds all over the place. To back that infantry fighting vehicle up, we have one over here as well. If we take a look at it, he's going to move around and face north and engage that secondary team right there. As you see, just right through this keyhole, going to get a quick line of sight and put a few heavy, high explosive rounds into that building. We do have a recon team right there that's working to engage them. They have one casualty. We can find that casualty right here on the ground. Unfortunately, we did not know these guys were here when we attempted to cross from this house to this house, and therefore that guy suffered an untimely death. We have a sniper team or a marksman team right here. They're going to move to the second floor and hopefully suppress that house before they get any RPGs off, but that's unlikely. I really feel like this infantry fighting vehicle is going to have a bad time. We also have our light tank teams right here. We have an infantry fighting vehicle right here. I'm going to pull it back. And then we have our forward observers here operating alone. Unfortunately, it does look like there was an explosion or some sort of gunshot right here, so I'm a bit nervous with this move right here. As you see, they're nervous as well, so we're both nervous. I don't want to lose this team, and if this experiment goes wrong, we'll just go with my initial plan, which was pulling back this IFV and just engaging this unit from a distance. And I just think this forward observer team is going to possibly, bite the bullet. Hopefully they get into this house. Hopefully they have some protection. I could move this IFV up to provide some fire support, but there's just too much danger over here, and I don't want to lose 2 IFVs right off the bat. All right, so let's see how this exercise plays out. So we have our view lock, our unit lock on. Let's hit start. And he immediately begins moving. We are suppressing that unit. He's going to move, face. We have our side armor exposed. Begins turning his gun turret. Let's see what he does. All right, that unit's instantly suppressed. These sniper teams seem to be doing okay. All right, 2 rounds out. How's this guy doing? These guys are suppressing as well. And what's this IFB doing over here in the distance? Outstanding. Let's see. I think 3-4 high explosives into those buildings are a bit too much. And especially if these guys are on the lower levels. I'm not quite sure where they're at right now. So let's just pause. Oh, let's check on our forward operators. How did these guys do? All right, they've successfully made it into the house. This guy's pulled back. And these 2 houses are absolutely suppressed right now. So they're still sending a few rounds back. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually transition this unit from its high explosive cannon to it just light attack. So let's take a look. Let's see what we have. Everyone is still alive. The side armor, we didn't get to test that, which is perfectly fine. We don't just want to sacrifice people. We should be getting reinforcements here in a moment. We have a second marksman team moving up. Initially, it wants you to push these guys across this open field, which is fine. I guess if you really want to just artillery that position there in the back. And it looks like there's some tanks and some mechanized vehicles. These guys are kind of getting dealt with, and objective red should be ours. We do have some small house-to-house fighting, but I'd rather secure these positions because we can create some keyholes for ourselves. There's 2 positions. Who sees this guy? No one sees this guy. We'll figure that out in a second. And then we need to move across this open field and kind of deal with this issue. Like we have a lot, 3-4 story buildings right here, some intense urban combat, and a mechanized force. So hopefully we can secure objective red, get some good lines of sight, and then start dropping artillery on that position in the rear. What is this? Is this just blue? That is just blue. Outstanding. So there we go. Let's pause. Basically, we're collapsing these houses. No real line of sight. We're going to suppress them with some small arms fire at this point in time. We're going to keep this unit exposed, so let's just go target light. He's going to target light. Let's grab this IFV that's in this tree line. Let's switch him to target light and see if we can just cause some havoc. So now we need to figure out what we need to do with our units. These guys are going to continue to suppress. I want to turn this target off. They can just target freely. So if we just clear that, clear target, select this guy, clear target. So they'll just target whatever they see. What's going to happen next is we need to continue ferrying people up to this position. We have our commander's team move into this third floor, which I think's okay. We have a light rocket team right here. I would like to figure out if these two houses are clear here in a moment. So what I'm going to do is I should pull this unit back possibly and inspect these houses. But you'd think this recon team, what floor these guys are on, would be able to see any hostiles in this position. So we're just going to say nothing on the right. We're going to say those units are dealt with here in a moment. And we're going to bring up our IFVs and our command teams here in a moment. Yeah, I think that sounds really good. I would like to dismount this engineering team because these guys are really, really valuable. So let's move as fast as we can. We're just going to move fast to this tree line right there. And we're going to have these guys dismount. I just don't want them on a vehicle this early on because they're really, really valuable. We're going to continue to scout just a little bit. So let's say if we want to move up to this hillside right here, what would we have to deal with? We have a forward observer team. You'd think they'd have a pretty good line of sight on anything. I just don't remember what that smoke cloud was. You know what I mean? I don't know what caused that. So we're going to advance a bit cautiously. We're going to face forward right there. So we're just going to move nice. We're just going to move slow. Right up to there. I think that's really dangerous, but I mean, you'd think this forward observer would be able to see what's in these two buildings. You know what I mean? So we're just going to move slow. We're going to slowly advance our IFVs. From that position, his flanks at least covered, and we've dealt with any hostiles right there. So what can he really see like in this position? If he gets in this IFV gets in this position, he has a good line of sight down there. He should. So if anything peeks its head, he may be able to engage them. Hopefully he engages them first. We're going to grab, what else do we want to grab? Nothing else. Everyone's just moving. Let's get this guy into position. He needs to kind of go for a little walk, I guess. So let's just have him get up here. He'll go level 1. Then from level 1, we will crest this hill fast. And we will stop. No, move. Click. Then from here, I really want you to get at least to right here. So to cover, out of cover, and most of this should be dealt with, and then we'll start securing the second row of houses. So house right there we'll secure, house right there we'll secure. So this team is going to continue securing that left-hand side. And we're going to push our recon teams and our light tank forward here in a moment. There's only 2 of them, so I really want this guy to stand. I want him to secure this house up here. So what I want him to do is I want him to reverse and then look down that road. So we're going to pull you back, and then we're going to move you slow. Nice and slow to the edge of this house. So beep, beep. And that should give us line of sight down that road. And hopefully we don't get engaged by any RPGs. This brick building is going to be our next objective. So we have a light rocket team. I need to figure out how I want to navigate them. So where's this guy at? This guy's a rocket team and a recon team. Let's put the speed boots on. Put them right here. And I want you to stop right there. And then the rest of you guys are going to dismount and move into this red brick building. And that gets us one step closer to the objective. Where is the door? That's really important for us to know. Door is right here in the back, so we should be able to route units to the back. And it looks like this is mostly open over here on this left-hand side, so we should get a foothold. All right, so let's save it. Let's always save it. Test turn 2. Yep, that's perfectly fine. 0-1. We'll play through one more minute, and we'll just see what plays out. All right, let's see. Watch this guy engage with some small arms. There we go. All right, there goes that vehicle moving like we wanted him to. He's moving slowly into position. Outstanding. Flanks are a bit exposed. We're going to stop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that return fire from this house? I think everyone should be mostly dealt with. Like, we have a full hour to do this. We got plenty of time. 17 seconds. Zoom out. No real Oh! Whoa, bro. Back up, my dude. Back up. GTFO. What just happened? Do not... Oh. All right, we got to pause. That was not okay. What happened right here? Where did that come from? That is not good for us. We almost lost an IFV. Let's take a look. So it is reactive armor. All right. Gave me a heart attack, guys. Gave me an absolute big ol' heart attack. All right. Let's see what happens. Play. What happened? What happened right there? There, in the distance. Can we get like a top down? What's going on right here? That is not an RPG. So if you watch really closely, like watch really close, you can see it firing. That's a tank. Who's firing over here? We're gonna try and narrow this down one more time. I apologize. Tank. All right, keyhole right here. What's this line of sight? How do we zoom? How do we zoom? If only you could like mark on the map. Wouldn't that be like so cool? You're like, all right, let me pull out my tactical map, and this is where I detected it. Okay, so this keyhole, so let's zoom out. Really, really, really dangerous. What? So you are just in an absolute bad spot. What do we do about that? This is when you like want to mark the map, you know what I mean? These two houses, so the front two. Trace it, trace it, trace it, trace it, trace it. This is our line of sight. Dude just got like a Hail Mary of a shot. Hail Mary of a shot. Right into our reactive armor. Okay, that's fine. So, we know this angle's really, really bad, right? I don't know why we still have blue contacts right here. Oh, and we have contacts right here. All right, so 2 new contacts. We know these guys are still showing up. These guys look to be dealt with. A new contact on the map right here looks to be an infantry team, RPG team, RPGs. Lots of oh, he's on the roof. Look at this guy. Look at this little goon. Look at him. Dude has perfect line of sight. I don't know, man. Is there anything we can do? So he's readying his RPG. How do we... Does he have... I don't know if he has line of sight on us. What if we just... I don't know. We just charge through, secure this red house. How... Like... Ooh. Does that not sound cool, though? Let's save it. Let's save. All right. So we're done. These guys are in position. There's an RPG. There's a insane line of sight that we need to cross. Do you have smoke? You do not have any. Why don't you have any smoke? No smoke on this vehicle. We have RPG team, tank, dangerous line of sight, no smoke. Will I remember that? Pull back. Can you stop targeting? Clear target. Do you have line? Where does your line of sight stop? Right here. That house. What if you just target light? We're like hoping too much, aren't we? This would be like a good keyhole, and it's an RPG team. So can we like move forward just a bit? Do we challenge this house right here? Expose our flank armor, put a few rounds. I mean, this is really dangerous, right? This is opening everything up. We don't want to push our armor like up here alone with no fire support. So let's think on it. Let's think on it. We'll rewatch that turn. We're not going to make any moves right now. Let's think on it, because we have danger, and a really major threat that has a perfect line of sight to this guy right here in the back. So let's pause. Let's think on it and see what we do next time. Peace, guys.